Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda7 here again, and welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Iron Man Progress series here today. In this episode, we are going to be getting some of the highest level and most dangerous quests in the game out of the way. We are on the final few steps left for our quest cape here, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing this off so we can get into doing some Slayer and some more PVM and stuff like that as we continue towards our eventual long-term and pretty unrealistic goal of completing all collections. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first clip here, which is my first disassembly on the account, which is going to be my Sun Spear. Very, very useful item for Iron Man invention since you can buy it back for 600k at the Paterdomus Temple. And this first disassembly gets me all the way up for 14 levels up to 23. And it gives me a little broadcast for level 10 in all skills, and I also am hitting level 20 in all skills. Also, for some reason, I get a bunch of random divination achievements here. I'm not sure what that was about. Must be some sort of glitch. Yeah, I was a little bit confused there, but figured I'd just throw that in as it is kind of the beginning of my invention journey, I guess. Going to be on the road to getting some nicer perks and stuff like that. And I think I can also now create a lot of the outfit pieces for the different elite outfits in the game with this level up. I think that's at level 22 that you unlock most of those blueprints. Yeah, you can see down there at the bottom. So I can now make my gemstone golem outfit, which I have had the fragments for quite a long time now, ever since obviously I did get 99 mining as my first 99. But here begins the first of many quests here of the dangerous quests they're going to be doing, although this one not too dangerous really, although very, very annoying to get the requirements for because you need 3 light cores, and the only way to get those is by cleansing the shadow cores dropped by the various types of shadows in the Omlad district. So I always hate getting those because it's such a pain in the ass having to kill them and hope you get the drop, and then once you get the drop you have to hope you get the light core. But the rewards are really, really good for this quest. 90k in a lot of different skills, although I think for this quest you needed level 80 in all of those skills to be able to get it, to get the requirements out of the way. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and use all those lamps up, and we managed to get 1 level only, which was 84 divination. The majority of the skills for this quest I did get to level 80 and then do the quest immediately, so there wasn't going to be any other level ups really have a chance to get in there. But yeah, probably one of the quests with the most high level requirements in the entire game, as it has so many level 80 skills required. Look, I'm interested to see if they ever make something that requires like 90 plus in any skills. So far it hasn't happened. Next up here is a quest that I was honestly quite scared of, and I've seen a lot of people actually die to this one. And here we have another example of the fantastic RuneScape cutscenes. But that is going to be Birthright of the Dwarves, and this quest can be quite scary, especially the part where the cannons are firing at you. It can definitely get you killed if you're not being careful, and there's a lot of potential for burst incoming damage. I was able to get through it without too much trouble, and then also the boss fight can be kind of scary apparently. I mean, I had really no trouble at all with the boss fight, but going through that cannon section is definitely a bit of a spook fest. And now we completed the quest here. We get 100k in, I think, mining and smithing, and then 200k strength XP, which is pretty crazy. And they also gave you some metal bars for this quest. I'm surprised they didn't swap those out for stone spirit since mining and smithing. But yeah, one of the quests I definitely had pretty high up on my frightening list is now out of the way, and that is Birthright of the Dwarves. Good quest to complete, and decent XP. Doesn't really give you many unlocks, I don't think, in terms of stuff to do afterwards, but still good to get done. Next up here, we have a quest that wasn't really too dangerous, although you have to do a bit of like tank testing on some Muspas and stuff, and I don't really know. Yeah, going for a nice long walk here, but I don't really know how it works in terms of the lava surfing rides. I don't know if you can die on those or like how it works, but I mean, I had no issue getting through them without running into any of the rocks or anything, but always a little bit frightening doing those and stuff, so just gonna have to be careful when you're going through it. and didn't have too much trouble. Other than that, the thing where you go in and like repel the darkness or whatever was pretty easy. In general, I've never really had too much trouble with it, but apparently some people do. So we just talked to Zeros here, and that is Children of Ma completed. We get 100k XP in a skill of our choice times 3, so a nice 300k. I think I'll go ahead and put that on Herblore, and a bunch of other random stuff. The Shard of Ma is nice to have for God Wars 2, makes you all the things non-aggressive in there, and also lets you have a higher kill count multiplier up to 400%, which is definitely nice and handy to have. And we're going to use all these XPs on Herblore just because that is the main skill we need to get up now, and that puts us up to 83, put us up 2 levels, which is pretty nice. Can now make some random stuff that you always can make at Herblore levels. We got aggression potions on there, which is one of the requirements for the Wilderness Elite tasks, although I definitely don't have the Slayer level to get those Searing Ashes yet. Now this next clip here is something I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do at this point in the account, but I managed to complete it. You might know, based on where we are and where we're going, I'm about to complete the Sliskes Endgame quest. And this is what was left in my inventory after the final phase. I have 1 dose of Guthix Restore, 2 doses of Cerebrew and a Monkfish, and no prayer left. So this quest was really, really difficult, especially the second phase. The second phase probably took me like 7 or 8 attempts. And it was only when I brought like almost a whole inventory of Guthix Restores, and did like really good, even got kind of lucky on my damage, that I was able to complete it. So I was pretty happy with this one. I really didn't expect to be able to get through that second phase with this current setup, but I gave it a couple of attempts and I actually managed to do it. So this was definitely the main barrier in the way of us actually getting the quest cape. It is now completed here. Sliskes Endgame, one of the most difficult quests ever to be released in terms of the combat. We get 5 250k XP lamps, the little skilling things, as well as the tiny Sliske bobblehead pet. I was really, really excited to get this one done. I definitely was a little scared of that second phase, although it's not too hard to get out. If you are in trouble, you can just run away and go out the portal, although I'm pretty sure you can't tele out, which is obviously scary. I do not have the level in Herblore to use these lamps on it, so I'm going to be destroying them, and once I get 85 Herblore, I can come back and get a nice free 1.2 mil XP in Herblore, so that'll be really nice. And just go ahead and quick chatting here. I have used 0 Hardcore Iron Man lives, and I actually haven't even used a Sign of Life yet. I haven't had a Sign of Life go off. The one I have right now is the first one I originally created on the account, which is, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I can't use it on Herblore. As you can see, I'm going to be destroying them until I can do. So that's just the way I want to do things, because that'll give me a nice boost towards overloads once I get 85. But yeah, I really wasn't sure I could complete that second and third phase of this quest, but we managed to smash it out. Sliskes Endgame completed. Honestly, not a great quest in my opinion. The boss fight is very, very nice and fun, but the whole maze is just absolutely terrible. I don't know what they were thinking with that, to be honest. And I did win the race. That's the first time I've ever won the race for the Stone of Jazz. It's actually pretty hard. Like, you have to be pretty on point to do it. But managed to beat out Armadillo, who was my race opponent in there. Next up here, we're going to be completing the most recently released quest, Desperate Times. Figured I'd get this one out of the way. We get a free Master Clue Scroll, the nice Clue Carrier to save us some bank space, as well as a huge XP lamp that we can, again, chuck onto Herblore. This quest's pretty easy. You only have to kill a couple of, memories of Sliske, and they're really easy to kill. Overall, decent quest, a little bit, weird, kind of crazy looking, and has some interesting puzzles in it, but definitely nothing too dangerous or anything. But since it came out quite recently, had to complete it here, and we're going to go ahead and chuck all of our clue scrolls into our carrier here, saving us a nice amount of bank space. And it actually holds caskets, which I didn't know before, because I hadn't done any clues since I got it on my main. And yeah, so if you want to stock up caskets, even that won't waste you any bank space. Next up here, we are back to the scary, pretty scary quest here, and this is going to be Pieces of Hate. This quest actually requires 85 thieving, so I got 85 thieving for this off safe cracking. Got a pretty high thieving level now, getting close to the Prif Elves, which are very, very nice to have for Iron Man. Overall, this final boss fight was easier than I was expecting, to be honest, although it does have the chance to really kill you if you're not aware of what to do and you're not careful. So I made sure to always be in the corners where the black hand couldn't get to me, and was drinking the rum and whatever to keep myself safe. Get a bunch of XP for that quest, Pieces of Hate completed, and we get these black pearls which give us bonus XP. So I just chuck all of these onto Herblore as usual, give myself about, I think it's like 55k or so bonus XP in Herblore, and then we use up all these lamps for that additional XP in construction, thieving, agility, and fire making. I think I had to get some agility levels for this quest as well. It had some quite high requirements. I think 85 thieving is at least one of, if not the highest requirement for any one quest in the game. Another thing we get with this is our final magical dice as we hit 400 quest points, and there are only 409 quest points in the game, so we might be getting our quest cape in the next episode, you guys. We have knocked out almost all of the really, really scary quests in this episode, and we should be good to go on the quest cape very, very soon here. We roll the magical dice, we get 2.5 mil as usual, and the dragon staff, not the greatest thing in the world. Didn't get lucky on this account with a die from the magical dice, unfortunately, but not too bad at all getting the dragon staff. I mean, can't complain too much. And yeah, that went ahead and completed Pieces of Hate, another very dangerous quest. This clip here, we actually managed to pick ourselves up a focus site. I was doing some Slayer here at the Desert Strikeworms, and that is 1 out of 2 pieces we will need to make our full Slayer helmet. I still haven't gone and gotten a black mask yet, just because I'm waiting until I get these 2 items. So we got the focus site from Desert Strikeworms on, let's see here, our 180th kill. So we just need to get the Hex Crest from Jungle Strikeworms, kill 188 of them so far, and then we'll be able to make our full Slayer helmet once we purchase it with the points. For the final clip of this video here, I'm just going to show off the end of a little Zami trip I did, mostly just because I wanted to show I am starting to get into some PVM low-level stuff like God Wars and potentially some QBD once I get some super anti-fires, but we didn't get any luck on this trip. I think I did about 18 or 19 kills, so it wasn't too tough really. I didn't have too many issues with Zami with my Sun Spear, although I could use Soul Split, would be a pretty big help, so I'll probably be going for that pretty soon with my mining and smithing cache. Not too much to talk about really with the clip, so I just figured I'd show it since I am, getting into some of the lower levels of PVM. Got my War Tord on deck, and we're going to be working our way towards, getting to God Wars 2 and things like that in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video, you guys. I'll just let this clip play out as I finish off the video. There's not too much to see in it, but better than a black screen, I would suppose. Not the longest video this week, but it had a very, very large amount of progress in it. We got ourselves several very dangerous quests completed. Sliskes, Endgame, Pieces of Hate, Birthright of the Dwarves. I mean, it is probably one of the most dangerous videos to date here, and really looking forward to hopefully finishing off the quest cape in our next one. It was a bit spooky getting the Sliskes Endgame quest completed, but we managed to get through it. And the only one I'm really a bit worried about for now is probably Curse of the Black Stone. Doing one of each of the elite dungeons, even on story mode, will probably be a bit annoying, especially because I don't think your accuracy is modified at all. I think you still have the same accuracy, which means even though they'll do a lot less damage and have less health, it'll still be a pain in the ass to do. So we'll have to see on that. But yeah, thanks for checking out this video, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our weekly Monday vlog. Peace out, guys.